My name is КОНОФАГУ, and I'm professor of biomedical engineering and radiology at Columbia. So my research is on ultrasound, both from the imaging point of view and also from therapeutics. So we use imaging to look at the elastic properties of tissues, such as the heart, the vessels, and even cancer, and to monitor that over time to be able to detect disease progression and have increase the prognostic potential. And then on the therapeutic side, we're trying to, in the brain, deliver drugs through the blood-brain barrier by transiently opening the barrier and allowing the drugs to reach the region that's affected by disease. And we also use ultrasound in the brain to stimulate neuronal cells to be able to treat diseases such as essential tremors or even psychiatric disorders such as depression. And on the therapeutic side still, we also look at cancer treatment, such as for breast cancer and pancreatic cancer. So for the brain diseases, we're looking at Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. And Alzheimer's, as most people know, it's right now severely undertreated. And it's a prolonged disease, a chronic disease that can last over a few years, up to a decade. Right now, the pharmacological treatment is simply not adequate to be able to even curb the disease progression. We're talking about millions of patients. We're talking about 4 million patients in the US for Alzheimer's and about 1 million suffering from Parkinson's. So this is a neurodegenerative disorder where the neurons degenerate in an endless cycle, and it's very difficult for them to regenerate or even stop that degenerative cycle. So we're trying to get drugs that normally do not penetrate the barrier. So there are available drugs, for example, such as proteins or even gene delivery vectors that currently cannot reach the region that's affected by those diseases. So the first step is to open the barrier and have it close back safely. Then we discovered that the molecules that we were administering to the animals that we used so far do diffuse to the region that we want to treat. So that was the first part. Then we wanted to see whether these molecules have anything therapeutic, because you can have these molecules go into the tissue but not do what they're supposed to do. So, and we found that with neurotrophic factors, which are proteins that help the neurons regenerate, and some of them we have naturally in our brain, the neurons know what to do with it, and they're able to actually restore themselves and even protect themselves from potentially entering again the degenerative cycle. So we are at this specific stage where we are going first to NIH as a small business grant to be able to do a phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 will be showing safety and building the clinical prototype. And then the second phase will be to actually perform this in patients with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. The timeline to market will be at the same time as doing the phase 1 clinical trial, and be able to get this into the hands of neurologists, potentially radiologists, or even because the device is very portable and very accessible, so it can go also in the point of care of any internist. So we're thinking of, at the time we were going to show safety in about 6 to 12 patients. That will be the time to go to market.